Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Jeb. Looks like our camera is working. Someone said 3, 2, 1 technical difficulties. I think we actually did pretty well. We are going to be discussing Bitcoin and mainly Ethereum in today's video. We have all kinds of technical analysis to do, all kinds of concepts to discuss. I am joined by my co-host, Tim.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going? We're also joined by my co-host.
I was not expecting that.
We're also joined by Smee, otherwise known as Smee the Tree, who will be helping us to moderate the chat, and he will be chiming in from time to time with altcoin knowledge. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you guys are all doing well. How's the chat going, guys? We're going to spend a couple of minutes just getting ready, getting warmed up, letting some people join on in, and we're going to jump straight into our 2-minute technical segment, and then we are going to move on to some discussion about Ethereum. What are we seeing?
So the first thing is, somebody already commented, but Team Tim has come up with his first victory.
Yes.
It is funny. It is funny that Smee won the first one and Tim won the second. Obviously, we're not that new into this new segment, but Jeb has yet to win.
Non-crypto Tim just won.
But here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to know. For every one of my faithful fans, I want you to know we might not always win, but when Tim wins, the people win. That's our policy. That's what we're sticking with. And today, the people have won.
Oh, my goodness. Sounds like a populist, guys. Make sure you have your coffee. If you don't have your coffee, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Coffee is amazing. If you are not a coffee addict like myself and my friends here, I would encourage you, get yourself a really fancy espresso machine like we did and enjoy the delicacy that is coffee. This is Coffee and Crypto, and if we're going to be doing some technical analysis on crypto, we are going to need some coffee to power that. Like I said, we're going to let some people join on in stream. The way this stream is going to work, guys, and the way all future streams are going to work, is we're going to start off the stream by doing something we call 2-minute technical analysis on the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. Right now, that is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, and Polkadot. We're going to be skipping Ethereum, however, because that is the main segment for today's live stream. So we're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes doing some basic technical analysis on some of those large cap altcoins, because I know you guys want to know what's going on with Bitcoin and Cardano and Polkadot and Binance Coin. And then we're going to be spending the rest of the show talking about Ethereum, its scalability, and whether or not Ethereum is a good investment. We're also going to be talking about how you can make the most money trading crypto. If you're excited about that, drop a like on the video. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes. Have we decided what we're doing for 500 likes, or did we drop the ball on that again?
Yeah, we have nothing planned. So
we have no idea what we're going to do. So tell us in the chat.
Yeah, leave your suggestions.
Tell us in the chat what we should do for 500 likes. We're going to do something special, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Someone said, my wife was a barista for 6 years, so I have no choice but to have coffee. Your wife sounds like a good wife. That sounds like a good wife.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty
great,
That
actually.
sounds really good.
Wait a minute. Someone said Tim for president, but you're already president.
I am the president of this company, but I think what my fans are saying, Jeb, is that I should be president of the world.
Should Tim be the president of the world? Give us a 1 in chat if Tim should be the president of the world, because he made one good prediction.
I mean, I don't think it can get any worse right now, so it might as well. You know what I mean?
Dang.
I think I would be a fine president. I think that
Would you? Tim would be like.
I even want that
Tim would be like football. Football is a national holiday. We're just doing football.
That's not true. I would not. No.
Yes, it
No.
is.
Football is just a way of us helping identify what we want to have views on. It's a great team training project to
You just like football. Just
principles.
admit it.
Well, okay, I will admit that I like football, but football teaches some great things. We had several presidents in the United States that were decent presidents who played football in high school. So
True. It's true. And they probably all sucked. That's why they became president. Anyway, guys, he is in Florida, by the way, right across from UF, and he's wearing a Virginia Tech shirt because he has no idea what loyalty even means, Tim.
No. This is the epitome of loyalty. That despite the fact that I live in Gainesville, Florida, I still, and you know what's even more loyalty? For anyone who does follow football, say in chat what, like, Virginia Tech has not been what they're supposed to be, and yet I still rock this with pride. So
yeah, no,
that's loyalty. That's what you want in a president. So
that's called the guy that like cleans the deck going down with the ship. It's not good. It's not loyalty. It's stupidity. Virginia Tech sucks. Anyway.
No, I mean that is loyalty.
Says the man who knows nothing.
Of loyalty?
Says the man who literally had to explain a first down.
You literally gave the definition of loyalty.
No, I didn't. You
go down with the ship like that.
I know, but he's not. I don't know what I'm saying. We're just trying to.
Anyway, I'm
a technical analyst.
Let's get to it.
Guys, we are going to do some technical analysis on Bitcoin to start. We do our technical analysis in the format of 2-minute technicals. That means we spend exactly 2 minutes on our technicals, and if we go over, there's some punishment. I don't know what it's going to be.
I think Well, we implemented this new thing in the office that when people are late to things and when they don't get stuff done on time, that they have to do push-ups.
Oh, balls.
So I think 20 push-ups will be a lot to do right in here, but we will definitely, Jeb will do, if he doesn't do 2-minute technicals and he doesn't get them on time, he will do 5 push-ups.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the thing
on
is,
stream, okay.
Yeah, the thing is, guys, I'm just so,
you know, table?
I'm just so punctual, guys. If you notice I'm a little unhealthy looking, it's because I'm always on time. So
God,
you know, I never get to work out. So that's just how it is, guys. It's a sacrifice I'm making. It's a sacrifice I'm making. I'm sacrificing my health for this company, guys. So I just want to put that out there.
All right, here we go.
Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump on to some Bitcoin technical analysis. Give me a 1 in chat if you were pumped and ready, because we have some exciting things to talk about. Let's go ahead and switch over, and we are going to start our Bitcoin technical analysis in 3, 2, 1. Start. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin just yesterday broke bullish out of something called a symmetrical triangle pattern. You can see based on this downtrending level of resistance right here that Bitcoin was in a symmetrical triangle pattern. I'm going to go ahead and switch this to red for resistance. Bitcoin was in this triangle pattern, and this is where we made our predictions yesterday as to where Bitcoin was going to go. I said Bitcoin was going to trade sideways and break out tomorrow, which is the day after tomorrow, which is tomorrow. Bitcoin broke bullish as Tim thought it would, and it is sitting right below the all-important resistance level of $55,000. $55,000 is important because it is a mass psychological level. It's between $50,000 and $60,000. Bitcoin needs to break above $55,000, and then we are going to have a major breakout, likely driving us back up to $58,400, our current all-time high. $55,000 isn't just a mass psychological level. It is also a level as defined by this resistance touch and this support touch right here. So if Bitcoin breaks bullish out of this, you have yourself a long position set up right here. You could potentially enter a long trade around $55,500 with a very conservative stop loss and a price target just below the all-time high figure of $58,400 in case we don't quite rally there. That gives you something between a 3x and a 5x risk to reward ratio. I would encourage you to look into a trade like that due to the fact that we are seeing a bullish cross on MACD on Bitcoin today. Call it.
He had the timer for this one.
What was it?
Yeah, no, that was 119.
119.
Nice and short.
Boom. Let's go. Good deal.
All right, moving on to the next one, baby.
Moving on to the next one. If there's any questions about the Bitcoin technical analysis, go ahead and tell us. That was the technical analysis, the 2-minute technicals on Bitcoin, and a little bit of a trade setup. I know I speak quickly. I speak quickly out of respect for everybody who is here for the Ethereum content that we're going to be getting to in about 10 minutes. If you need to watch that again, you can scrub back in the video and slow it down. There's a little gear icon that'll let you slow the speed down if I was talking too quickly for you. Any good questions before I move on to Binance?
Somebody asked, can you help me?
Can I help you? That's what we are trying to do here, guys. If you want help with technical analysis and reading markets, that is why this channel exists. Hit that subscribe button. Yes, sir, indeed, we can help you. Guys, we're going to move on to Binance Coin. We're going to skip Ethereum because the entire point of this live stream is Ethereum. So let's go ahead and jump on to Binance.
Do you want one question before you...
Sure. Let's have a question.
And this might not be... You can probably answer this pretty easily. Someone did ask, what does shorting Bitcoin mean, and can someone explain that?
Sure. So let's go ahead and define what shorting is really quickly. To do that, we have to understand that there's two kinds of trades you can make. You can either long a market, that's betting with the market, that's buying at a certain price, let's call it $10,000, hoping that it'll go to something like, let's say, $15,000, and then you're going to make $5,000 worth of profit if you bought one Bitcoin. That's called longing. Shorting is the inverse of that, where you bet against the market. You bet the market is going to go down, so you sell at $10,000, you buy back in at, let's say, $5,000. What you just did is you sold one Bitcoin for $10,000, you bought one Bitcoin for $5,000, you pocketed the difference, which is $5,000 or one Bitcoin, and then you cover yourself by giving back the Bitcoin that you borrowed from someone else. So you borrow someone else's money, you sell it at the current price, you cover your position in a slight fee, you take the profits and you walk. It's a way of making money when the market goes down in the same way you can make money when the market goes up. Great question. That's a very important concept for you to understand.
And just for anyone who's joining in, so first of all, we're about to do 5-minute technicals on the top 5 coins, which people have asked in chat, can you guys do ADA? Mm-hmm. We're about to do
Cardano.
Also good news, and put a 1 in the chat and a like hit the like button if you like the fact that we are going to do our very best. Again, we can't promise things because we want to not have too many technical difficulties.
Yes.
But we are hoping by Thursday to have a stream overlay that will help you guys know when we're going to be talking about what, so that you guys, when you chime in a little bit late, you don't get lost, and you can always go back and watch what you're asking about. Yep.
So like we said, just for everybody tuning in right now, this is the beginning of the stream segment where we do 2-minute technicals on the top 5 cryptocurrencies, excluding the one we're going to be discussing. We're about to spend the next 45 minutes or so discussing Ethereum. We're going to get to it in just a second. I want to go ahead and do some very basic top-level analysis on the top 5 cryptocurrencies so everybody knows what's going on. We just did Bitcoin. Let's skip Ethereum and move on to Binance. Are we ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. I am going to jump over to the Binance Coin chart.
Let me know when to put you on the clock.
Let's put 2 minutes on the clock. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, so guys, Binance Coin is in a very interesting pattern right now. If we look down on the 4-hourly chart, we are going to find that Binance Coin over US dollar tether on Binance itself has a downtrending level of resistance right here and an uptrending level of support right here. We discussed this yesterday in our 2-minute technicals on Binance, and I made these 2 trade setups right here. I showed you how you could potentially enter a long trade and how you could potentially enter a short trade depending on which direction Bitcoin breaks. Remember, guys, in a symmetrical triangle pattern, you want to trade the breakout. You don't want to enter the trade before the breakout. Notice our trade setup is right here at around $252, and our exit price was up here around $280. This was just a ballpark idea. This was not meant to be the exact number that you used. As you can see, Binance broke bullish out of this. We did see increased volume come in, and that confirmed our bullish breakout, and Binance Coin has rallied to the upside. From here, guys, we want to see Binance Coin return to its all-time high, and that all-time high is sitting up around $350. We have other levels of resistance right here at $309, and we have a level of resistance right here that we touched almost briefly yesterday at $280. Those are our levels of resistance. Zooming out to the daily chart, we can see that as volume is increasing, we can also see that a bullish cross on the MACD is coming, so we should be expecting bullishness on MACD depending on its fundamentals. The technicals look relatively healthy. Call it.
1:15.
1:15.
You're not even using up your 2 minutes.
Forget 2
now.
minutes. We're getting it done in like a minute and a half. You know what it is? I'm just so scared. I'm just so scared about having to do push-ups. I don't know, guys. I can't do a single push-up. No, I'm kidding. I had to do 20 push-ups earlier because we were late. It's really sucking. You know, in case we're ever late to the office, we got to do push-ups. But it's okay. Tell me what you think about that Binance technical analysis. Tell me if you took the trade that we showed you yesterday, and give us a 1 in the chat if you were enjoying this 2-minute technical segment. Again, for anyone who just joined, while you guys are getting used to this new format, we start our streams off with about 10 to 15 minutes of technical analysis on the top 5 altcoins. We're going to be spending the rest of the stream discussing Ethereum and how you can actually make money by trading and investing in it. Are there any good questions in the chat that we can answer before moving on to ADA?
Someone did ask, and you know I don't know the answer to this one because I
non-crypto.
They asked, can you lend with 0.0002 Bitcoin?
Lend on what would be the question?
Good question.
I have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, I assume you can. I don't know what you're lending on.
I have a better question.
Okay.
Somebody asked.
Dang, roasted.
MACD is McDonald's, right?
Lesson 101 of technical analysis. You'll find all your answers in the frying pan, in the fry cooker at McDonald's. So go to a McDonald's and you'll figure out where Bitcoin goes. You don't need a crystal ball. You need some French fries from McDonald's. Those things are so good. Oh my gosh. No, it stands for moving average convergence divergence. It's something we talk about in CT2A and is very important. Are there any other questions before we move on to ADA?
No, I think they're ready for some Cardano.
I do want to say,
okay.
I want to take some time to address my fans.
My
David
God.
Snyder, you're welcome. You're welcome. They said that they bought a large chunk of ADA. I also would say, please don't buy anything based off of my advice. Please don't. I will say things, but and we're going to talk about this later today. The way you make money in crypto is by listening to other people, but then doing your own research. So, yeah.
We're about to go in a lot of detail about how you actually make money in the cryptocurrency market. Give me a 1 in chat if you want to make money. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I think we should see how many people are watching. 561s. I think you guys all agree that we want to make money. We're going to be talking about the most important concept for making money in cryptocurrency market, but really quickly, we want to go ahead and touch on ADA. Are we ready?
Yep. Yes.
We are ready. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put 2 minutes on the clock. In 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, guys. So ADA over US dollars is a chart that has been popping off as of recently. If you guys will remember to yesterday's Coffee and Crypto live stream, you will know that we were in a symmetrical triangle pattern with an uptrending level of support right here and a downtrending level of resistance right here. We did break bullish out of resistance around $1.15 and rallied all the way up to $1.22. That was roughly a 10% return, and if you would have invested in that, you would have been able to make a good amount of money. Remember, guys, when we talk about trade setups on symmetrical triangle patterns, we are waiting for the breakout. You want to wait for it to break out and then enter the trade once you see this large volume candlestick down here. That's very, very important. You don't want to enter a long trade right down here, and you don't want to enter a short trade right down here. You want to enter a short trade down here or a long trade up here. Wait for the breakout. Cardano is looking relatively healthy right now because if we look out to the daily chart, we can see as of today, we are seeing the MACD. Remember, that stands for moving average convergence divergence, converging bullish on itself, indicating that we're having a reversal from bearish strength to bullish strength. This is very important because Cardano has been in a downtrend for the last 10 days or so. Right now, Cardano has strong support at $1. We can see that zone of support right here based on $1 being a mass psychological level and based on Cardano having an all-time high touch of 97.5 cents back on the 11th of February. We can also see that Cardano has been riding support on the 20 daily exponential moving average, and we have not currently broken below that. That is very bullish, and we can also see a green bullish engulfing candlestick right here. Cardano has engulfed the red candlestick, which indicates bullish strength and does indicate that Cardano may rally further from here. Looking down onto the 4-hourly chart, we can see that Cardano has major levels of resistance sitting at its all-time high of $1.48, right here at $1.35, and then also right here where we sit at the moment of $1.20. Call it.
144.
144. Not bad. Looks like I'm not going to have to do those 5 push-ups.
Yeah, that was a good. Someone even commented like, "Oh man, you're going so fast." Like, we want to make sure with the push-up rule, we're not talking the information. I think you've done on the 3 you've done. I think you got all the information you need.
I tried.
And not to mention, guys, there is settings in YouTube that you can slow us down if you want to watch this back and get that information more digested. This is just for the, just to get it quickly out of the way.
We like getting all of our technical analysis out on the table because there are a lot of people who trade in and invest in multiple different cryptocurrencies in the top 5. Probably 80% of you guys, the main thing you're invested in is either Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, or Polkadot. So we want to cover those briefly on the stream and then jump into our main content. Again, guys, we skipped Ethereum because that is the main point of this video. We are going to talk about Ethereum. We just want to get this out of the way. The last 2-minute technical segment that we have to do is on Polkadot, and we'll move right into our discussion on Ethereum. Drop a like on the channel if you haven't already. And by the way, I do want to mention that this channel is supported in part by our Bybit affiliate link. You can find that in the description box down below. That is for non-US traders. It is not active in the United States, but if you're outside of the United States and you want a great exchange that doesn't have a problem with downtime and doesn't seem to have a problem with scam wicks, an exchange that has a very intuitive user interface and does allow leverage, we have a link for that in the description box down below. If you are new to cryptocurrency, avoid leverage. We're talking to the experienced traders only. It does help to support this channel. Any questions?
Yeah, we actually have we've had a couple comments of people talking about going through CT2A and how much that's held.
Yeah.
One person did ask, why is there a number 2 in CT2A? What is the 2 for?
So good question. CT2A stands for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. The T stands for, the 2 stands for 2A. Cryptocurrency is the C. Technical is the T. Analysis Academy is AA. So we could have called it CTAA, but we called it CT2A because it sounds catchier.
I think CT2A has a nicer ring.
I think it has a better ring to it. Yeah.
Either way, it's a great course. Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a great course. That's a good point. Thank you guys so much for bringing up CT2A. That is the academy that thousands of our students have gone through, they have used it to learn technical analysis. We talk about technical analysis all the time here on the channel. Don't feel pressured to go through the course if you don't want to, but if you want to go in a lot more detail and you really want to learn exactly what we're talking about, everything we talk about in technical analysis on this channel, you can find more information on in the course.
Also, to give a little teaser to what we're working on. So last week we had a challenge. I think wasn't it like 1,500 likes? We got to 1,500 likes in a video.
Yes.
Tim would do technical non-crypto. Tim would do technical analysis on XRP.
Yes.
Was the thing. So we tried first of all, we tried shooting it yesterday. The cameras died.
Yeah.
So we're shooting that today. So those who remember that and are my loyal fans, they surely do.
It is coming.
It's coming. But if you want to know anything about how good CT2A is, I can tell you this right now. Because I've only been here for about 2 months, and there was a lot of stuff to catch up on. Like what I do in the office is I'm the president. I help facilitate projects, help build new projects, get us going, and then keep people accountable. So I have not had time to go through CT2A yet. That is the plan I'm going to. However, I have never seen one video. I don't know anything about technical analysis, and I'm about to do technical analysis this afternoon.
Yes.
On XRP.
Yep.
So for those who want to see how good CT2A is, I'm going to do technical analysis today on it. That should be posted either tomorrow or the next day on our Instagram page, correct?
Yes, on our Instagram.
And
so make sure to follow us at CryptoJab.
And then you will get to see me probably do some more do some more technical analysis in the next couple weeks or months after watching videos, and you'll see a massive difference, I promise you.
We are going to use him as a guinea pig to see how CT2A works for educating him on cryptocurrency. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Guys, we're going to do 2-minute technicals on Polkadot, and then we are going to move on to our main topic, which is Ethereum. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
We are ready. Good deal, guys. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the Polkadot chart, and let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Go. Guys, Polkadot is a very interesting project. It's a project that we've talked about quite a bit here on the channel. Similar to Ethereum and Cardano, it is a decentralized application protocol and is being used to build something called Internet 3.0. Not going to get into fundamentals, but I do want you to know that it is a good project, one that we personally stand by. Polkadot is in a symmetrical triangle pattern, a very long symmetrical triangle pattern that has been in effect ever since the 20th of February. Currently, we have this downtrending level of resistance constituted by this level right here, this level right here, this level right here, and we also have a long-term uptrending level of support constituted by a ton of support levels right here, 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 and many, many more. Polkadot has that strong level of resistance sitting at around $36 also. You can see that constituted by this high touch right here, this high right here, and we actually set it as a high again relatively recently. That is what we call the convergence of resistance that we talk about in CT2A. Over in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, there is this video right here called the convergence of support and resistance. It's a very important concept, and it means that our resistance around $36 is even stronger, and we want to take heed to the fact that it's going to be difficult to break out of. Remember, guys, we talked about on our other projects how these cryptocurrencies broke bullish out of a symmetrical triangle pattern. This market has not yet broken out. You want to watch for that breakout, and then you're going to have a potential trade setup, which has an entry price of around $37. Remember, guys, if you want to learn more about trading, we talk about that in CT2A. You can also see that volume is relatively low. This is a problem, but it makes sense because we're in a symmetrical triangle pattern. We want to see that volume increase with the breakout. Right now, the MACD is converging bullish on itself and is about to have a cross. We can see that that may be happening in the next week or so. That would be very good. And we can also see that Polkadot is currently sitting above the 20 daily EMA and needs to hold it. Call time.
139, 140.
140. Not bad. Looks like we did the 2-minute technicals in time.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I really do have a backup career as an auctioneer, don't I?
I mean, you could do pretty good.
You know how many comments I have gotten over the course of this channel's history about, Jeb, were you an auctioneer before? No, I was not. I was not selling off cattle to ranchers. I was not an auctioneer. I do talk quickly, though. It's the coffee, guys. Remember, guys, coffee is the most important part of technical analysis. Forget all this mindset stuff, technical analysis. If you don't have coffee, you're going to fail. I'm just letting you know. Make sure you go get some coffee. That guy that said his wife is a barista and makes him coffee, he's on the right track. Guys, that was 2-minute technicals. We just covered the top 4 cryptocurrencies besides Ethereum because we are now going to spend the rest of this live stream discussing Ethereum. Again, drop a 1 in chat if you like that new 2-minute technical segment. I think it's going to stick around. If you were here for Ethereum, you can count your blessings because now we're going to open the floor to it. Tim.
A very, very good question was asked.
Okay.
So why has only 30% of the viewers smashed the like button?
That's a very good question. Smay, why would you say that we have not had more people hit like button?
No, I don't think we haven't politely asked yet. You know,
we haven't politely asked.
We're letting you guys do it on your own whim, but if you need that little push, you guys have my permission. You guys can go ahead and hit the like button.
Yes, so
if you were a little nervous
in case you guys were nervous about hitting the like button, it's okay. We give you permission, and in fact, at 500 likes, we will give you a cookie. We will personally FedEx a cookie to you. That is
not true, guys.
My lawyer told me to let you know that was a joke, but yeah, hit the like button. It's totally free. Guys, Ethereum.
Another question real quick though.
Go ahead.
So I don't Petroc 62. I don't know how, I don't know if it's Petro C 62, but whatever. They asked, please explain why a project's market cap is more important than the token price. For those with only a little money, isn't it more likely to double an $100 investment with ADA or VET rather than ETH or Bitcoin?
So good question. This is something that we talked about earlier in the office, and it's actually something that we're going to touch on while we discuss Ethereum today, guys. I need you to understand the definitions of 2 different words and how they are different. There is the definition price, and there's the definition value. These are 2 very different things in cryptocurrencies. The price of Ethereum is roughly $1,800 right now. The value of Ethereum is roughly $200 billion right now. When we talk about price, we're talking about its face price in US dollars or in euros or in pound or yen or whatever you work in. Ethereum is worth, as far as price is concerned, $1,833.40 right now. It is valued at $211 billion. For example, in the same note, Apple might be worth, let's say, a price of $1,000 a share. I have no idea what Apple is trading at right now. That's its price. Its value is around $2 trillion. So we have to separate our ideas around price, and we have to separate our ideas around value. Cardano has a price much, much lower than Ethereum's $1,833. Cardano's price is only $1.18, but its value is only a fifth of that of Ethereum. Remember, guys, the price is 1/1500th lower, but the value is only about 5 times lower. Let's go ahead and jump on over to CoinMarketCap because this is such a good question that we get a lot. Ethereum has a market capitalization of $211 billion. Cardano has a market capitalization of $37 billion. For anyone who doesn't know what market capitalization is, I encourage you, this is homework that you need to go and do, because I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on this right now, but it is absolutely pivotal. If you don't understand this, it's foundational. You have to understand math if you're going to do calculus, right? You got to know how to do times tables if you want to go into astrophysics. If you want to profit in trading and investing, you absolutely must understand market capitalization. If you don't know where to look for investment, we talk about it in CT2A. It's something that we cover in our coin market cap video. Make sure you go and educate yourself on this. Market capitalization is the multiplication of the price times the circulating supply. This is how much ADA is in existence. We actually have a post on our Instagram about this where I talk about how if you have a footstool that's worth $5 and you have 100 footstools, the value of your pile of footstools is $500. That's the market capitalization. You have 100 footstools times $5 is $500. That's the value. The price of a footstool is $5. So the reason that you would not want to take that into account when you're dealing with investing in ADA or Cardano, which is actually the topic of this video, is because the price is actually irrelevant. You want to look at the market capitalization. The market cap of Cardano is $37 billion. The market cap of Ethereum is $211 billion. So while they're not 1,500 times different, they are 5 times different, and that is important. However, you need to understand that distinction. So good question. I'm glad we could clarify that for you. Does that make sense, guys? Tell us in chat if it doesn't. I'm more than happy to go over it again. It is very important that you guys get that. And by the way, hit the like button if you haven't already. Totally free. Doesn't cost you a thing. What's up?
Yeah, at the moment, the chat is just really obsessed with the fact that Team Tim won the challenge.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
There's one guy. Don't get all excited. It's one guy.
Hey,
it's one guy.
He's the only guy that feels like it's time to chat right now. So
oh, my goodness.
No. Thank you so much, Gareth. You will not be disappointed by sticking with Team Tim.
No, you will.
Because when I win, we all win.
Oh
if I lose,
he's a populist.
It's just not.
He's a populist.
It's a sad day.
No, he's a communist. Be careful.
You guys should join Team Smay.
He's a coinmunist.
People are saying that I should be president. The number one rule of being president is do what the people put you in office to do. That is why I will be your president, and that is why you should stay. And if you are not on this team, you should turn Team Tim today.
Well, you know what I say? I say Team Jeb because I give you cookies. Team Jeb.
Huh?
We run for cookies.
Let me just
in chat right now, because you guys
Tim, you have talked enough. You have talked enough. Let me say something. Let me address.
I'm the president.
Let me address my people,
gosh.
guys. Team Smay is going to win this next round. I just want to say this, guys. You join Team Smay, you get my love. You join. I love you guys. Just join Team Smay.
He's lying. No, I love you guys. Anyway, we're going to continue talking about Ethereum. We're going to do some technical analysis here in a little bit. But first, I have a bunch of bullet points that we want to go over on Ethereum because we are going to be diving into the theme of this video about how cryptocurrency seems to be moving back into a bull market. The short-term price action looks good, but let's go ahead and discuss what the long-term investment potential of Ethereum versus Cardano is and whether or not Ethereum is where we should be parking all of our money in the decentralized application ecosystem. Before I begin on some of the points that we have, is there anything you two want to bring up? Literally anything. Let's get the ball rolling. Okay, good. Well, guys, the very first thing I want to bring up is something called Ethereum 2.0. There are many different things called EIPs, Ethereum Improvement Proposals, in the same way there are things called BIPs, or BIPs, called Bitcoin Improvement Proposals. These are these upgrades that come out. They're updates to Bitcoin, or they're updates to Ethereum, in the same way that we have updates coming out to Minecraft and Skyrim and Streamlabs OBS and Google Chrome and YouTube. There are updates that are made to Ethereum. One of those updates that has come out has been called Byzantium. Another update has been called Constantinople. There have been many updates in the history of Ethereum, updating different problems that Ethereum is running into, like scalability issues and like energy issues. We're going to get into all of that in a minute, but the point is that there's an update that is trying to come out called Ethereum 2.0. It was supposed to launch, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Smay, I believe it was supposed to launch on December 31st. Was it?
It was first.
It was December 1st. It was December 1st, excuse me. Ethereum 2.0 was supposed to launch on December 1st, and unfortunately, it didn't. So the very first point I want to make here is we want to talk a little bit about what exactly Ethereum 2.0 is, the impact it's going to hopefully make on Ethereum, and why it not launching when it was supposed to is such a big deal, and hopefully come to a conclusion on when it's going to launch. Remember, guys, before we even get into any of this, I need you to understand something very, very important. Ethereum is not designed to be a currency. Ethereum is designed to be foundational. It's designed to be an infrastructure that other projects are built on top of, such as decentralized finance, such as other decentralized applications. So the way that Ethereum operates, the underlying blockchain development on Ethereum is absolutely critical to its price. So if you're interested in investing in Ethereum, I'm sorry, but you absolutely have to understand what's going on with the background. You have to understand the fundamentals because remember, guys, technical analysis is great for trading, but if you want to invest in Ethereum, which I think many of you are, I'm one of them, you need to understand the fundamentals. So that's why we're discussing it today. What are you thinking, Tim? Can you give me any thoughts on all of that?
Yeah, no, okay, so if you guys look at the title of this video, yes, we're addressing the fact that Bitcoin and Ethereum rallied, which is amazing, awesome. That's what we want. If you guys have been watching, the two coins that I am invested in are Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you were watching yesterday, I think a lot of people watching yesterday potentially walked away thinking that we were saying, you know, get out of Ethereum, don't do anything with Ethereum, Ethereum sucks. That was not what we were saying. The truth is, what we talked about yesterday, that idea of not attaching yourself to a coin.
Yep.
What we were talking about is do not attach yourself to Ethereum in a way that gets you away from actually being intelligent and making money. So this title says how to actually make money investing.
Yep.
And what we're talking there is, you know, everyone loves the technical analysis that Jeb's able to produce. Everyone loves having, you know, good knowledge of the fundamentals. But at the end of the day, the best way that you make money is by having the right mindset. And treating things the way they should actually be treated and not trying to create something that's not there, but look at the actual fundamentals, look at actually what's happening, look at the project, look what they're trying to accomplish, and then evaluate what is the best item.
Yeah, and that's something really important, guys, is that you don't want to get emotionally attached to your cryptocurrencies. You need to look at things logically. Guys, when you're trading and investing, it's absolutely critical that you leave your emotions at the door. Just because you may have been invested for Ethereum for 3 years doesn't mean that in a millisecond you shouldn't be able to drop that investment, that you shouldn't be able to walk away from it and say, no, something better has come. If Cardano is the better investment, then I would encourage you, do your research, but perhaps invest in Cardano instead. We are both, Tim and I, contemplating on personally investing in Cardano as well as Ethereum. So remember, we were not bashing Ethereum yesterday in the same way that if you love someone, you're going to correct them when you see them making a big mistake. We have to lovingly correct Ethereum because we love Ethereum. It was the first decentralized application blockchain. It is a very, very important technology, but it does have issues such as energy consumption. It does have issues such as transactions per second. We're going to get into all of that in a second, but we have to understand that to actually make money in cryptocurrency, we have to approach these things with the right mindset, and that's the main point of this video.
Yeah, and I want to even kind of just finish, but before we move to the next point, just kind of even sum it up. Again, what we've talked about is don't make a decision based off of what we have said. Maybe use information that we talk about to then do your own research and making decisions. What we were laying for people yesterday when we were talking about all this was, hey, be aware of the fact, can Ethereum be a very, very good coin? Absolutely. But be aware of the fact that Ethereum and Cardano are competing as products. And as of right now, Cardano, the way it saves energy and is more efficient, is at this moment in time the long-term better product. But hopefully ETH 2.0, when, you know, I mean, I don't know if it's an issue of if it'll come out, but when it comes out, you know, will it fix all those issues? That's what we have to decide. We don't necessarily think Ethereum's going to crash. We just say, hey, I'm not attached to either one of these coins. I'm attached to the idea of what is the best way to go about making money. And people even commented, before I go back to you, Jeb, real quick, I want to help remind people, when we say it's not about money, money is not the end goal. Money is not the end goal of what we do. So for example, why am I worried? Why is Tim worried about making money? Tim wants to make money because, A, Tim has things that he needs to provide for his wife, his future children. But also, like, if money as a tool, as Jeb said, is utilized correctly, it can change the world.
In a very good way.
While it is not the end goal is freedom. Financial freedom, physical freedom. The end goal is that people can live as they were supposed to live in the first place. Therefore, money's not the end goal. Money is our way to get there. So we do have to be concerned and not attach ourselves to coins, but attach ourselves to, hey, how can we do the best good for the most people?
Yep. Completely off topic, but I thought it was funny. Someone just said, my president is speaking, so I'm going to shut up when you were talking. That's pretty great.
That's called respect.
That's called respect right there. Yeah. Somebody just said they signed up for CT2A. Let's put a thumbs up in chat for that guy. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope that will pay off for you, Hector Bravo. Welcome to the Academy, my friend. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at our new customer service email, support@cryptojeb.com. You can find that email in the description box down below. Guys, one of the things I want to talk about on Ethereum Ethereum is I want to go over a lot of the problems that Ethereum's running into. Again, not to bash Ethereum, not to say that we don't believe in Ethereum, but to show you guys some of the issues that Ethereum is dealing with so that we can be well informed on where Ethereum is going and whether or not Cardano is going to overtake it. One of the most important things for cryptocurrencies to do is to be able to handle large volumes of transactions. Anytime you send Bitcoin, that is a transaction. Anytime you do anything in a decentralized application, not quite to that extent, but whenever you make updates in a decentralized application, that is a transaction that has to go into the Ethereum blockchain or into the Cardano blockchain and update as a transaction. What that means is that transaction throughput is incredibly important to something called the scalability of a project. For example, Bitcoin can only handle roughly 7 to 10 transactions per second right now as a currency. That means the entire world can only send 7 to 10 Bitcoin transactions every single second. For context, Visa is able to handle something like 30,000 transactions per second. Around the world, there's probably something like 200,000 transactions per second going on. So Bitcoin has a massive scalability problem. The exact same thing exists right now in Ethereum's proof of work blockchain, where Ethereum can only handle roughly 30 transactions per second. This is a massive issue to mass adoption. And Smay, I actually want to hear your thoughts on this a little bit because you were talking about earlier in our planning meeting about how Ethereum is actually fundamentally incapable of doing what it sets out to do to be a well-functioning decentralized application platform right now because of that bottleneck. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna, what I was talking about earlier was like a lot of people buy into the idea of decentralized finance. It's like, you'll see Mark Cuban and all these great big names being like, oh my gosh, guys, decentralized finance is the future, right? And they'll all point you in the direction of Ethereum. The fact of the matter is, as of right now, because I heard some people yesterday when we were talking about Cardano, they're like, Cardano's the future, or like that's just going down the line. Ethereum is now, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the reality of the situation is you would be, and I'm just going to put this bluntly, you would be stupid to use Ethereum for its application right now because it's just the gas fees are terribly expensive. Yep. It's just not efficient at what it does. Yep. It cannot take a ton of transactions. So at the moment, and I'm not saying this to get you guys to, sell all your Ethereum. What I'm saying is that there is right now, currently, it's an idea. It's not, it's still not, exactly succeeding at what it does. Yep. You would be better off to have your money in regular financial institutions. Yep. So,
and that's one of the things that I want to touch on, guys, are the bottlenecks that Ethereum is struggling with, because Ethereum has a great vision. Ethereum has a great idea that it is pursuing, and it's pursuing it actively. There are a ton of people developing Ethereum. There is an absolute amazing amount of development and money going into the development of Ethereum. And by the way, I want to be very clear. We do believe here that Ethereum is going to overcome these challenges. We're going to talk about this in a little bit, but it's absolutely critical that in the same way your 12-year-old son hitting somebody in school needs to be discussed, it doesn't mean you hate your son. It means you love your son and you want your son to succeed. We have to talk about the things that Ethereum is struggling with so that we can help Ethereum to get to where it needs to go. That big problem is the transaction per second throughput. It is not a scalable blockchain. It can simply not handle what it wants to do. It's groaning under the weight of its own grandiose idea. And that is why we're seeing massive gas fees on Ethereum. If you don't know what a gas fee is, that is simply the fee that you have to pay to send a transaction through on Ethereum, which is when you're sending Ethereum on the blockchain or when you're doing anything on a decentralized application. Right now, those fees are very high because the fees environment acts as something called an auction system. Let's say there's 10 transactions that can go through an Ethereum block, but there's 100 transactions that are being proposed to go through that block. Well, whoever mines the block right now is only going to pick the 10 transactions that have the highest fee attached to them because the person mining the block is the one that's getting those fees. It's an auction-based system, so the more you pay, the more likely you are to get your transaction to go through on Ethereum. That means that the fees are naturally going to be driven up by the law of supply and demand, and it means that those fees are getting very high because the Ethereum blockchain can't hold as many transactions as it needs to. It is groaning under the weight of its own grandiose idea, like I said. And I want to point your attention towards Cardano. Because, guys, we talked about Cardano yesterday. We talked about some of the things that Cardano does better than Ethereum. We talked about how they are direct competitors for the decentralized applications space. And we've talked about how Cardano seems to solve some of those problems. Right now, guys, Cardano has throughput for 1 million transactions per second on the Ouroboros blockchain. 1 million. We're talking, what is that, 30,000 times more transactional throughput than Ethereum. Remember, guys, transactional throughput is about as important as how large your roads are in a city. If you've got a bunch of dirt roads and you're in New York City will grind to a halt. New York City operates on its infrastructure, its ability to have cars move throughout it. If it was just a bunch of dirt roads, then the traffic in New York City, as bad as it is right now, would be absolutely crippling to New York City's economy. We have to see increased throughput as far as transactions are concerned on Ethereum. That's just one of about 3 major issues on Ethereum we're going to touch on, and then we're going to talk about the solution, because there is a solution on the horizon, but we have to make sure we are cognizant of these problems. Any good questions in chat, Tim? And what do you think about all that? Where do you guys think Ethereum is going? I want to hear it in chat. What do you think is going to happen in the future? And tell us about Ethereum 2.0. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, no, there's a guy, Adrian, Adrian A said, at the end of the day, this is just speculation. And he absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yep. This is speculation. Here's the thing about speculation. You have to be aware of what's happening.
Yep.
While speculation cannot be the end result, speculation is needed.
Yeah.
You have to actually look at what is happening and make your decision. So, for example, when you ask what do I think? I think ETH 2.0 will come out eventually. Yep. I don't know when. That's the problem though, is because it said it was coming out a while ago, and it keeps getting postponed. Yep. And here's the thing: if ETH 2.0 ends up coming out, next couple of years, and it fixes all the problems, that's great. But what did it lose in that time that Cardano was able to pick up on?
Yep.
And so again, could ETH's longevity still be good? Maybe, yeah. The truth is, I would actually probably at this point, I have no intention of selling my Ethereum.
Yep.
That being said, though, if you're telling me, Tim, I'm going to give you an additional $1,000 to invest, would you rather do ADA or ETH? I'm just looking at what is happening right now, and I'm like, man, I have to speculate. I have to, but according to research and currently right now, what I can see about these things, it looks like Cardano is actually the smarter choice. Yep. It looks like it actually, when we're trying to make our long-term decision based off of what we see, I can't make decisions based off of a bunch of what ifs. I have to look at currently what is happening.
Exactly.
And that's and again, how do I actually make money investing?
Yep.
I don't make moves based off of potential. I think we were talking about this the other day.
I was about to use the example of the broken leg in football that you've talked about before. You don't make predictions based off of whether or not somebody might break their leg. You make predictions based off of what the preseason looks like. You want to go over that really quickly?
Yeah. So so the story I used was the game. I don't even actually remember who they were playing, but when Dallas was whoever they were playing, Dallas was favored to win the game. So Vegas had them favored. People, if they were placing bets on the game, it was smart money to put your bets on Dallas.
Right.
Dak Prescott, you can say what you want about him, statistically is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Skill-wise, that's a different argument. But, statistically, he was playing great football. Nobody could predict that he would step wrong and snap his leg in half.
Yep.
You can't make predictions based off of that.
Yep.
You have to make predictions off of what you've seen the last few weeks. If a fortune teller had been like, oh, no, this game, Dak Prescott is going to snap his leg, people would have bet differently. And, and of course, Dallas, they almost won. If he had stayed in the game, they probably would have won. But the thing is, I'm not going to go moving forward making predictions based off of things that could potentially happen.
Yep.
I have to make deals. I can't even listen in the sports world. I want to stay here for just a second. I can't make a prediction based off of speculation that potentially a trade might be made to make this team a super team.
Yep.
I have to wait until that trade has actually been made to make my decision. In the same way, we're saying, okay, when ETH 2.0 comes out, ETH is going to be perfect. It's like, well,
where is
ETH 2.0 hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So what if they keep delaying? And we were talking about it this morning. Jeb, I'm going to let you talk more about it because you're going to know more. This is ETH 2.0 is not just a simple let's put it in and fix everything. No. It's actually pretty complicated.
Yes, Ethereum 2.0 is actually a very complicated update, guys. I'm not going to go into all of it right now. It's broken up into 4 phases: phase 0, 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to, so let me back up. Ethereum goes through a lot of updates. We've had the Byzantine update back around the time I got into the space in 2017. Excuse me, not the Byzantine update, the Byzantium update. Then we had the Constantinople update. We've had a couple of new updates in the last year or so. The thing about updates on Ethereum, those Ethereum improvement proposals in the same way they're Bitcoin improvement proposals, they have to be validated by the miners. Right now, Ethereum is a proof of work blockchain, which means there are people with GPUs all around the world mining Ethereum, which, by the way, if you're a miner, Ethereum is stupidly profitable for mining right now. Definitely something to switch your rigs over to. to. Ethereum has to be verified, and those updates have to be verified and validated by the miners. You can't just guys, the idea of decentralization is that anybody who participates in the network has a say in what happens on the network. And that is the definition of a cryptocurrency. It's part of the definition of a cryptocurrency is that it's decentralized. That's one of the reasons we take issue with XRP is it doesn't seem to be very decentralized compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Ethereum developers are not these overlords who are saying, this is what's going to happen on Ethereum. Bite me if you disagree. They make an update. They work together on the open source nature of Ethereum. They make the update, and then it has to be verified by the miners. The reason Ethereum 2.0 didn't come out is because enough people didn't stake Ethereum to start working on the switch over from proof of work to a proof of stake blockchain. So guys, when Ethereum 2.0 comes out through sharding technology, that is splitting the blockchain up into multiple cores. If you guys are computer nerds like I am, you can think about it like an 8-core CPU. An 8-core CPU does 8 transactions in the exact same time. They're running in parallel. Sharding is going to help for transactions on Ethereum to run in parallel. Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to upgrade Ethereum's throughput to over 100,000 transactions a second, which should be more than enough to do what it wants to do. But Ethereum 2.0 hasn't launched. It was supposed to launch 3 months ago. When is it going to launch? That's the question we're asking here. We need to see that happen. It will more than likely be a solution to most of the problems Ethereum is suffering with right now. But actually, moving to proof of stake brings up other solutions. It brings up other issues like maximum supply problems. There's a lot to talk about here, guys. And it leads me into another point, but I think Tim wants to say something.
No, I'm just kind of looking at some comments and trying to address it. Well, there's been a couple of things about Ethereum. One thing I did want to talk about, somebody said something along the lines of like, hey guys, at the end of the day, it's all about money. Who cares about the environment? People say they care about the environment, but they at the end of the day, they just care about money. Yeah. There are some people like that. I agree. There's some people. But I would get pushback. I would say no. There's actually a lot of people making decisions based off of environmental impact.
And that leads to the next point that we were going to make, guys, is that Ethereum right now utilizes 1,000 times more energy than Cardano does. And again, let me back up. This is not to bash on Ethereum. We like Ethereum here. I have a very large investment in Ethereum. Very big investment in Ethereum. I have a vested interest in wanting Ethereum to do well. That's why we're bringing up these issues, not to bash Ethereum, but to help make everybody understand what Ethereum needs to overcome so that it can reach those massive price targets of $10,000 or $20,000. It's simply not going to happen until some of these fundamental issues get worked out. Luckily, Bitcoin is a very simple protocol. It's not actually very complicated when you look at the code on it. Nowhere near as complicated and needs to be as complex for its infrastructural product like Ethereum does. Bitcoin's simple. Bitcoin's pretty solid. There's a layer 2 solution called Lightning Network coming on to help it, but Ethereum is not that. It is much more complicated and has to handle a lot more. So when we're talking about issues with Ethereum, one of the big issues that Ethereum is dealing with right now is its energy consumption. It uses 7 terawatt hours of electricity every single year, where Cardano uses 7 gigawatt hours of electricity. That's a 1,000-fold difference. And now I understand that Cardano has a fifth of market capitalization. It's a smaller project and it has much less adoption, but not that much less adoption. Cardano's Ouroboros blockchain is actually a lot more efficient with energy because it's a proof of stake blockchain, as opposed to Ethereum's proof of work. Again, when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, it's likely going to fix a lot of these issues, but as Tim said, we can't be investing based on speculation. We have to invest on what we see and what is in front of us. What is in front of us right now is that there are major issues on Ethereum that, if not resolved, are going to stifle its long-term growth. And that's the entire point of this stream, guys. And Tim, I'm sure you can weigh in on this. We want you guys to be thinking for yourself. We want you guys to be mentally free. We talk about financial freedom here on the channel all the time, but I want you to have mental freedom also. I don't want you guys to be subservient to what we think on the market. And whenever we say something, you just go out and do it because you just trust us so much with your money. We make mistakes. We're not always going to be right. It is our goal to educate you in cryptocurrency so that you can profit, because you have to think for yourself. Guys, a master carpenter doesn't just need to know how to use a hammer. In the same way, a master trader doesn't just need to know how to use technical analysis. A master carpenter has to have an eye for it. They have to be able to think, what is my client, what is my customer going to want, and how do I make that for them in a way that is very pleasing to them? In the same way, we can't just know how to use our hammer, which is technical and fundamental analysis. We have to understand the mindset that goes into it. So when we talk about making money, that is how we do it.
Yeah, no, and you keep talking about this issue. I want to be, again, very clear. I think we've said this probably a couple times.
Yeah.
This is not we are saying Ethereum is going to absolutely zero and is going to be worthless and is terrible. This is a comparison conversation where we are comparing two different things, the same way you could compare Apple and Microsoft.
Yes.
Neither one of them is a failure, and yet there have been moments in history where one of them was clearly more valuable than the other, right? So what we're talking about, if we were to be talking Ethereum and Dogecoin or Ethereum and XRP, you would think that we were the biggest Ethereum fans in the world, and that everyone should take all their money and put it into Ethereum.
Yeah, seriously.
Because Ethereum is clearly a better project and product than Dogecoin.
Yep.
But we're not talking that. We're talking ADA. And why are we talking ADA? Because it's a hot button topic at the moment. A lot of people are interested in it. So anytime something is very, very, very hot and a lot of people are paying attention to, we have to analyze it, not attach ourselves to it. I've seen in the comments people are saying, "Oh, well, if you're a ETH miner, that ADA makes your blood boil." That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I think there are people on the ADA camp that Ethereum makes their blood boil, and vice versa. And it's like, hey, don't be either one of those. Don't be an ADA. I'm going to do nothing but ADA and kill Ethereum either. Be aware of both of them and make wise decisions on them. There might be a time in the future where that thought actually changes. Hey guys, whereas before ADA was the safer choice, now maybe ETH 2.0 is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and we're like, hey, freak, no, let's go back. Ethereum is where we should be on this.
Yeah, and guys, this is actually something that Alessio Rastani talked about a couple of years ago, and he talks about a lot with his audience, and I'm going to reiterate what Tim just said briefly, and then we're going to move on. In the same way that you think about American politics, when there's two presidential candidates, most of the country, at least the ones that talk a lot, are either all for the Democrat or they're all for the Republican, and they can do no wrong. Their candidate is perfect, and nothing will convince them otherwise. The way that you should approach politics, in the same way that you should approach the debate of Cardano versus ADA, is not that, oh, I love Hillary, or oh, I love Trump, and they're just perfect and they can't do anything wrong. You should approach it and say, yeah, I lean more Hillary, or yeah, I lean more Trump, but both of them have flaws. My guy, yeah, he's wrong here, but the other guy's right. We can't just say, oh, this is my coin, and get very tribalistic and say, no, your coin's wrong because my coin's perfect and my coin can do no wrong. By the way, we're not saying that Cardano's perfect. As someone said, Cardano has not seen a lot of action yet. It doesn't have anywhere near the amount of actual deployment that Ethereum does just yet. And you're absolutely right. Ethereum is not all wrong and Cardano is not all right. We have to look at it from a level-headed point of view. And someone also said earlier, of course we trust you, Jeb. By the way, when I say trust, I'm not saying integrity trust. Hopefully you guys can fully trust my word when I say something in honesty. However, as far as us being perfect all of the time with our calls, we are not going to be perfect all of the time. So guys, two of the major points that we brought up on Ethereum is a scalability issue with transactional throughput. That is huge. And we've also brought up its energy consumption throughput, which Tim talked about yesterday on Cardano. Even if you don't believe in global warming, even if you think it's a scam and a sham and a joke, enough people do believe in it that it is an issue that we need to think about because it is going to stifle the adoption of Ethereum. I understand what you're thinking. The internet uses way more energy than Ethereum does, so why do we care? You're right. The issue with that is that moving forward, there's enough people that care about energy efficiency and about the climate that if we're going to develop and adopt new technology, you're going to get a lot more supporters if you work with them and make your coin and your project and your blockchain energy efficient. That's one of the things Cardano has over Ethereum that hopefully Ethereum will be solving with ETH 2.0. But again, that isn't determined just yet. So let me say this also. We used this analogy earlier, Tim, about how Bitcoin is a currency in the same way that the US dollar is a currency, or the same way that the pound sterling is a currency. On the flip side, Ethereum and Cardano are not designed to be currencies. That's why the developers don't actually really care what their price is. They care how they're utilized and what they do in their industry as far as building a decentralized application infrastructure. And by the way, for everybody who wants Ethereum technical analysis, I'm going to jump onto the chart here in a second, but we have to talk about the fundamentals really quickly. Ethereum and ADA you can think of as like the Windows and the iOS. You can think about them as Windows and Linux. You can think about them as Linux and iOS. You can think about them as two different operating systems that are competing. Both of them have their benefits. Both of them have their drawbacks. Neither of them are perfect, but neither of them are terrible. They're both different, but they both do something similar. They're both operating systems that other things work on. For example, I'm running this computer right now that we're streaming off of on a Windows 10 machine. Streamlabs OBS is what we're streaming through. It is an application that is operating on Windows. In the same way, decentralized applications and decentralized finance are applications that operate on an operating system, but in this case, it's called the Ethereum or Cardano blockchain. So guys, when we're looking at Ethereum and Cardano, that's just something you have to think about. Both of them do something very similar. Both of them are competitors, yes, but there's a Coca-Cola and a Pepsi. There's a Budweiser and a craft beer. I don't know. There's multiple beer companies, right? There's Intel and Nvidia. There's Microsoft and Apple. A lot of times industries will devolve into a duopoly or a triopoly. It doesn't mean that Ethereum is going to die and Cardano is going to kill it. It doesn't mean that Ethereum is going to rally and Cardano is going to crash. It just means that both of them are doing something and competing with each other. So any questions on any of that?
Yes, I have well, not on that, but I have a question that he asked me specifically to ask you. So
go ahead.
I must oblige.
Okay.
I said, will there be another bull run, and will there be the same opportunity in the next bull run, or will prices be higher and less upside?
So that's a good question. Is there going to be another bull run? Is there? Before I answer, how do we find out? We look at the fundamentals. The reason that we're doing this video, guys, is because long-term price movements on cryptocurrencies are driven by fundamentals. How the Bitcoin network is being adopted by vast majorities of people, and how the development on Ethereum is being, how that is going to drive long-term price action. So to answer that question, yes, I think we're going into a large bull market, but why do I believe that? That's what's really important here, is because I'm looking at the fundamentals of Bitcoin and of Ethereum and of Cardano, and even though they have their drawbacks, in general, all three of them are doing very well for themselves. In general, all three of them are developing very rapidly and are having a lot of adoption. So do we believe Bitcoin's going into a bull market here on this channel? Do we think Bitcoin's going to crash? Do we think the sky is going to fall? No. I think it's going into a bull market, quite personally. I think Bitcoin is going to continue to rally. In fact, I think we've been in a bull market for the last 6 months, and I don't think it ever ended. Is it going to bring about the same opportunity, though? Not necessarily. Guys, Bitcoin has rallied something like 1,500% in the last 12 months. If it were to rally another 1,500%, we'd be well over $1 million. $1 million Bitcoin's probably going to come eventually. It's probably not going to happen in the next 12 months. Are we going to have the same percentage opportunity? Probably not. The same way that in the 2016-17 bull market, we rallied 10,000%, and then we rallied 100,000% in the bull market before that. As you get closer asymptotically to the absolute high that Bitcoin will ever reach, your gains are going to go down, but they're still massive. So keep that in mind. They are still absolutely huge. We're probably going to see another 1,000% run on Bitcoin in the next 3 to 5 years to above 500K. Good question. What are you guys thinking? Should we jump onto some technical analysis or answer some questions?
No, let's go ahead and do technical analysis.
Good deal. Guys, if you haven't already, consider hitting that like button. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you a thing. And hit that subscribe button. It is our goal here at the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel to give you the tools and the skills and the mindsets that you need to invest and profit in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency markets. If that's something that you can get behind, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. We post a ton of content here. And also make sure to follow us on Instagram at Crypto Jeb, because Tim will be doing XRP technical analysis a little bit later. That should be going out tomorrow. Are you ready, Tim? Non-crypto Tim is being forced to do Crypto Tim technical analysis because we hit 1,500 likes. Anyway, guys, also, by the way, this channel is sponsored by Bybit. If you are outside of the United States, it is the trading exchange that we personally recommend. It does help to support the channel when you sign up for that. But let's go ahead and jump on to Ethereum. Remember, guys, we started off this stream with blank-to-bank technical analysis. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We started off the stream with 2-minute technical analysis. We're not going to restrict ourselves by time now because I want to go in a little bit more detail on Ethereum than we did on those charts. This is our Ethereum chart. There is much to talk about. Very first thing I want to identify are our support and resistance levels. We have a resistance level up here at $2,044. That is the level to beat. That is the all-time high on Ethereum. We also have a zone of support right down here on Ethereum as constituted by this previous all-time high at $1,350. Excuse me, that's not an all-time high, but it was a local high. And then also by this touch right here at $1,427. This represents an important zone of resistance, an important zone of support on Ethereum that we bounced from back on the 28th of February. Ever since then, Ethereum has also gotten above the 20 daily EMA, and if we look at MACD, we can see 2 days ago, MACD crossed bullish. This is very important because when MACD crosses bullish, it confirms an uptrend. Remember, guys, when MACD switches its direction on the histogram, as we saw down here, it generally means that the market is going to start moving in that direction. We can see, if we draw a vertical line, that the day that flipped on Ethereum was the day we went into a new uptrend. Notice how the color changed down here, and this is when we went into an uptrend. Well, now, guys, 2 days days ago, we saw confirmation of that uptrend with that MACD cross, which means the next several days ought to be quite bullish on Ethereum in the same way that they ought to be quite bullish on Bitcoin. So let's look down at the 4-hourly chart and try to identify some major resistance levels. Guys, there are a couple of them that are constituted by these two uptrends right here. Notice we have an uptrend with this high, and this high. Then we also have a support touch and a support touch right here. This is our first level of resistance we want to look at. And if you'll notice, it's exactly where we rallied to last night. When we talk about technical analysis on Bitcoin, this is why it's so important. You would have been able to predict this high. And in fact, I think we talked about this in yesterday's live stream about how Ethereum would probably go to around 1850. If you look, the technical analysis clearly identifies where we're going to go. This trend line was drawn. It wasn't extended out here, but it was drawn before Ethereum even rallied here. Technical analysis, as we teach in CT2A, is incredibly and absolutely important. If you haven't already joined, CT2A is linked in the description box down below. Drop a 1 in chat if you're an alumni of CT2A and you are loving it. Another trend line I want to show you is this uptrending level of support right here on Ethereum. In fact, it was support back here, and it is now resistance. You can see all of these touches that constitute this trend line back here. And if we extrapolate it out, we're going to notice that Ethereum has not had to use it yet, but if we break our current trend line of resistance, it will likely be the next major level of resistance on this market. Definitely a level that we want to look at. Another thing I want to point out on Ethereum is the fact that the volume has been continuously declining ever since the beginning of this year. This is not necessarily a good thing for the health of the uptrend, but looking at it in context, the reason that's been declining is because we had a massive spike in surge in volume when Ethereum rallied from $500 to $1,300 back in January. So it actually makes sense that it's been going down. It was overinflated there for a time. Nothing to worry about there. In the same way we talked about earlier on Bitcoin, where we see a 3 white soldiers pattern, we see a 3 white soldiers pattern on Ethereum right here. These 3 equally sized green candlesticks on Ethereum indicate not only that we are already in an uptrend, but they indicate that the uptrend is going to continue, which means that we are having confirmation that Ethereum should break this uptrending level of resistance in the near future. That also coincides with what we talked about earlier, our bullish cross on MACD. So guys, right now Ethereum looks relatively healthy and looks on a technical stance poised to rally potentially back to all-time high. If you look down on the 4-hourly chart here, you may even see a potential trade setup. This trend line is pretty obviously drawn. We can put a stop loss just a little bit below and a trade entry just a little bit above this uptrending level of resistance and a price target up on this trend line. If you use a very conservative stop loss, you can get this risk to reward ratio up to 3, and that is a pretty decent trade. Again, we're not giving you a trade setup for the sake of you going and just doing exactly what we said with the trade setup. We're giving you a trade setup to jog your mind and make it obvious where you can put trade setups. You can take that trade setup, you cannot. We want to encourage you how to think, not what to think. If you want to learn more about trading and trade setups, that is what we teach in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, along with how to actually do technical analysis. There's more that we can talk about on Ethereum, and we're going to do that right now, but I do want to throw it back to chat. Are there any good questions, guys, that we can discuss? Oh, we just hit 500 likes. Let's go! 500 likes. Awesome. Good deal. Thank you guys so much.
We need to make it back to we need to make it back to 1,000.
We need to make it back to 1,000. Let's get 1,000 likes, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I have a question here. Chaz asked you to discuss the current bull run cycle and where we are versus the last bull run cycle. Please and thank you.
Okay, good idea. We will do that. Anything else before I jump back onto the chart? Because I would probably ramble for a while.
Somebody asked for me to stand behind you, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
Oh, my gosh.
Y'all weird.
I have my own cam now, guys.
Y'all strange. Yeah, Smay has his own camera. He's good. Okay, so where are we right now in comparison to the previous bull cycle? Let's go ahead and jump onto Bitcoin's BLX Brave New Coin Liquid Index chart for that. For anyone who doesn't know, this is a very valuable resource on Bitcoin. It is called BLX. If you go into your search, you type in BLX, called Brave New Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin. What this is the longest contiguous history of Bitcoin all compiled into one chart. No other chart is going to give you price data going all the way back to 2010, and it's a great chart to do long-term analysis on previous market cycles. What we are looking at here, somebody asked, is, what was the name of the person that asked? Chaz. What we are looking at here is our previous cycle of bullishness here from around August of 2015 all the way to December of 2017. During this bull market, Bitcoin rallied nearly 10,000%, depending on how you measure it, over the course of about 2.5 years. During that market, we went through several rallies and pullbacks. A rally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had about 8 rallies and change. Guys, I have done so many videos of technical analysis comparing these two bull markets, and I'm probably going to do more for the weekend videos. Stay tuned for that. But simply put, during the last bull market, we rallied for about 2.5 years. We've only been rallying for about a year right now, guys. And I want to, even before I continue, I want to make it very clear that even though we can get a lot of value on technical analysis, on the technical analysis front from the 2016-17 bull market, we also have to remember bull markets are driven by fundamentals, not entirely by technicals. Technicals play a role. But fundamentals, the development of the space, the adoption of Bitcoin is really what drives that long-term price action. So when we're discussing where Bitcoin is likely to go in this bull cycle, we need to be looking at the fundamentals too. From a technical standpoint, we're probably about 30 to 40% of the way through this bull market, if even that. On the other hand, Bitcoin could be at the top right now and it could crash. It depends on the fundamentals. Right now, guys, the fundamentals look very strong. If we were to say we are here based on the previous market, I would say this. Let's go ahead and jump back to the chart. If we were to overlay these markets, I would probably say we're about right here in this bull market. I would be very careful with doing analysis like that, though, guys. Someone asked, so I'm going to tell you that's about where I see myself, is about right here, which means that we probably have another year and a half or so. A bull market will probably go to over $100 to maybe even $200,000 in this cycle before we have a 6 to 12 month bear market. But guys, I want to be very, very cautious with that. Technical analysis is very valuable for doing that long-term description of the market. But you want to look at the fundamentals. That's why we're looking at the fundamentals of Ethereum today, so that we can predict where Ethereum will go based on how it is actually developing. So good question. There's my answer. What else do we got? Otherwise, we're going to continue with this discussion about Ethereum if there's no other questions.
I have one question here.
Sure.
Can you ask Jeb if he's going to sell ETH at the end of the bull run and enter lower and just hold?
So, guys, I hold very true to the idea of investing, which is not selling the tops and trying to buy the dips. That's not investing, that's trading. I mean, if it's a year-long trade, it's a year-long trade, whatever. It's not investing if you're planning on selling the high and buying the low. That's not what you do with investment. You do that sometimes. I want to be very clear with that. But what most people do when they're investing in the market is they have an investment and they don't sell their investment when the S&P 500 hits 3,000 and buy it when it hits 1,800. They just buy more. I don't sell the tops. I've never sold cryptocurrency yet. I do, however, buy the dips. So when I'm investing in Ethereum, would I convert Ethereum into Cardano? Maybe. That's something that I might do. But as far as my investment portfolio, I am very serious about not selling. I don't sell because I believe in the long-term fungibility and the long-term success of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if both of these projects are truly worth my investment, then they should truly be worth my investment now and for the next 10 years. So I may end up selling Ethereum in the future, but it's not in the cards right now. Now, again, I might convert some of it to Cardano based on what we're talking about, but I'm not planning on selling it at the top. No, I'm not. I'm planning on holding it for quite a bit longer. Yes, I am. What else?
So, in chat, Smay just said, if you want me to ask your questions, you need to join Team Smay.
Hey, that was supposed to be a secret, Tim.
I need to address my faithful Team Tims.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Team Tim and your president, Tim, is all about making the people happy.
Oh, my gosh.
It sounds like Team Smay is about extorting the people.
Dang.
No.
Hey.
This is what it sounds like.
Wow.
So again, if you want to ask a question. Don't let Smay bully you.
No, I'm not bullying anyone.
Don't let Smay... Listen, just ask your questions and we will look.
Where's my Dogecoin? Where's my Dogecoin for winning? Exactly. That's all I got to put out there.
He's all caught up about it.
At least I'm a person of integrity.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what, Smay? That would increase your crypto portfolio by 100%, you no-coiner.
I was literally looking for like a penny to flick at you.
Yeah, seriously. Dogecoin.
Okay,
there you go. Perfect.
Okay, guys.
Let's see. Here's a remote control. Boom. There you go.
Oh no.
I think
you just broke it.
I may have just broken the remote for these blue lights behind me, guys.
No.
That's okay. We have more. Anyway, guys, are there any other questions? Or can we continue our discussion about Ethereum and its fundamentals?
Just taking a look real quick.
I'm going to look too.
I think for now we're good.
All right. Well, there is something that I want to talk about. And Tim, I want to discuss this with you.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the planning meeting this morning. We talked about how too many people don't really know what they're investing in. And we talked about how some people that don't know what they're investing in, such as your mom, I want you to retell that story, probably shouldn't try and do it on their own. There is an opportunity where you might want to consider getting a financial advisor. However, in the same way that if I were to invest in real estate and somebody is going to get a $100,000 contract to go and do some renovations and some improvements on a house that I just bought, I'm going to pop by 2 or 3 times a day, or excuse me, 2 or 3 times a week, and make sure that the people working on that are actually doing their job. I'm not just going to trust necessarily the person that's doing the job for me unless I really trust them. I'm going to go and check up on them with the limited amount of construction knowledge I have and make sure that they're actually doing a good job. In the same way with our employees here, I'm going to check and make sure, hey, are you actually doing your job? But you can only do that if you have an understanding of how things operate. When I check our editors to make sure the videos are being edited, I know how to do video editing because I taught them how to do the video editing, except Smay. He knew how to do, he knew a lot of that before he came. Zach, however, he learned everything on the job and he picked it up so well. Shout out to Definitely Not High Zach.
Yeah.
We need to understand that if we're going to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, we have to understand how to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And even if you don't understand how to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, you should at least have a cursory understanding if you're passing it off to someone else so you know if they're doing a good job or not. Tim, would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so first, I want to say, first and foremost, if you're watching this stream, okay, we really don't ever say this very often. Thank you so much for thinking that you want to hear what we have to say.
Thank you so much.
Who are we to really give our opinion? As someone pointed earlier, every show on cryptocurrency is speculation.
Yeah.
But that being said, you guys are like, hey, like we want to hear what Jeb has to say, and by extension, what Tim and Smay have to say as well. What I was talking about this morning when we were at the table, listen, there are some people, and I was using the example of my mom because this is just how she is. I love my mom so much, but I use the word like worldview, like the way my mom has formed her worldview. She will never wrap her head around how cryptocurrency works. Like no matter, she could be explained on the most basic level, and it will still just not compute in her brain. So there are people like that. It does not mean that they're not intelligent. Like my mom is an intelligent person. Like she has a degree in psychology from Virginia Tech. Shout out the Hokies, even if we aren't always good at football.
At least he admits it. Come on.
She's very intelligent, but it's just not how her brain works. So if my mom wanted to really get involved in crypto, because despite not understanding it, she's like, I see the fundamentals, or I see the finances of it growing. I want to get involved. She needs to hire a financial advisor. Right? Let us be clear, though. We're not saying you're dumb if you hire a financial advisor.
No,
we're saying you're
not.
choosing route B. You're choosing the second best plan. The best plan is to find out what you're investing in, learn what that is, whether you're investing in cryptocurrency, whether you're investing in a stock, whether you're investing in a business, whether you're making a bet on a game, whatever you're putting your money into, the number one thing that we recommend is that you understand what is happening, that you grab hold of the whole concept and make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Having other people's advice is simply the cherry on top of your already very informed and well-advised decision. Again, if your brain doesn't compute that way, but you still feel like, hey, I think that I want to get involved in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, whatever you choose. Now, if you can't wrap your head around it, let's talk to a financial advisor. Don't just watch Crypto Jeb or BitBoy or Carl and say, oh, well, they say that this is doing so well, so I'm going to just go ahead and blindly put all of my money into it. No, like listen, get informed. I actually, like someone said earlier in the comments, they're like, oh, part of my research is listening to what you guys say.
Sure.
That's great.
Yeah, great.
But this is research. Don't base everything off of this the same way a doctor doesn't base all of their information off of one study. A doctor will look at several studies before they give an informed opinion. Look at several studies. And then you can make a good decision.
Great analogy, and that's something I want to point out, guys, and we're probably going to wrap the stream out here in a second, but it's absolutely important, if you're a teacher, to be a good student. You cannot be a good teacher without being a good student. If you want to teach people something, and if you want to do it on your own, you have to be a good student. So when you come and you do things like watching this stream, or you watch BitBoy's stream, or you watch Carl's show, or you watch Alessio Rossani, or Data Dash, or Ivan, or whoever, when you watch them, that's good. We're not telling you to ignore crypto YouTubers. We're not telling you to just think for yourself in the manner of just not taking any opinions. Experts look to other people all the time in the same way doctors don't do all their own research. They go and read research papers, and they look at what their peers are saying. You should come to us and get our opinion in the same way you should come to other people and get their take and their opinion. But it's important that you know for yourself. In the same way a doctor is, on one hand, not going to do all of his own research as far as the actual studies, because he can rely on the wealth of information that the medical society is providing, he's also not going to not know anything. There are things that that doctor, he or she, needs to know for themselves. They can't just rely on studies and just regurgitate it. They have to be able to think for themselves, even if they're not expected to do everything on their own. So when someone brought up CT2A and said, hey, is there a demo of CT2A? Absolutely, guys. If you click the link down below, there are 2 free preview videos for CT2A that you can use to get an idea of what the Academy is actually going to be like. I'll go ahead and show you those briefly. A couple of them are how to set up and use TradingView. If you do nothing else, if you don't join CT2A and you don't go through the academy that thousands of people have joined, that'll teach you everything you need to know to be a confident technical analyst and therefore trader and investor in cryptocurrency, if you don't join the academy, that's fine. If you do nothing else, watch this video on how to set up and use TradingView, because this software over here is where you're going to be spending 80% of your time as a technical analyst. And if you don't know how it works, you need to. This video is a completely free preview. We provide it to you totally for free. Check it out with the link in the description box down below. We also have a video right here on how to spot a winning indicator and pattern. This is a very helpful video because it's sometimes hard to discern what's a useful piece of technical analysis and what's not a useful piece of technical analysis. This is a free preview video as well, so you can watch both of those to get an idea if this is something that you will be interested in. If you are interested, there is a coupon code called SmeTheTree for $75 off at checkout. That coupon code will be expiring relatively soon, only a couple days left on that, so make sure to sign up if you are interested. Any thoughts, Tim?
No, I think it's good. And before we wrap out the stream, I think one of the new favorite things we're gonna have is our end of the stream votes.
Right.
So real quick, we need help from people. So we're not gonna open this up to like
we're gonna vote on
every
Ethereum
coin that
or what?
ever happened. We got 5 options, and we need you guys to go ahead. We're gonna give you permission to spam the chat.
Spam the
chat. Do
chat.
you want us to predict? And we'll run down the 5: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, or Polkadot. Those are the 5 options. I need you guys to go ahead and spam the chat so that we can know. What we're doing is we're going to do our predictions based tomorrow morning at 9:30. We're going to make our predictions.
Yep.
Team Jeb, Team Smay, Team Tim. Again, just to remind you guys, Team Tim is the voice of the people.
Oh my gosh.
He serves the people that
Team Jeb is the voice
him.
of truth. Tim is trying to lie to you to get your vote. I am here to give you the truth and nothing but the truth, because unlike that guy from A Few Good Men, I almost forgot the name of the movie, I think you can handle the truth, and I think you deserve it. So if you want the truth, Team Jeb, let's have a hashtag Team Jeb in the chat. Make sure to tweet me at CryptoJeb, hashtag Team Jeb, because somebody is trying to steal thunder, Mr. Tim.
Before we move forward, I just want to let everyone know, Jeb just said, I am the voice of truth, despite the fact that, man, correct me if I'm wrong, he hasn't won a
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Has he?
That's crazy, yeah, because like the one person in this room actually that hasn't won is the one saying he's the voice of truth. So,
I am the voice of truth.
So I think that's kind of funny, right?
I'm the voice of truth.
That might be a little. That's kind of. I kind of.
We
like
cannot
that.
debate that I'm the voice of truth. Have I ever lied to you, Tim?
Listen, lying and being
Have
wrong.
I ever lied to you, Tim?
Lying and being wrong are two different things.
In the same way, I did not say I'm the voice of always being right. I said I'm the voice of truth. So you were putting a straw man up and you were trying to attack it. You had debate class and you won a national debate thing. You ought to know better.
Listen, it wouldn't be the first time the president
Yeah, that's
lost
what
a debate,
I thought.
But still
that's
got
what
elected
I thought,
president
Tim.
because the
Look
people
at him.
love him.
Look at him.
The people
He's
love
being
him.
just like every other president that has ever existed. He's making crap up and doesn't know what he's talking about. I never said I was the truth of always being right. I said I was the voice of truth because I've never lied to y'all.
Okay, can I just address something? People are asking for GME. Okay, we're not
doing GME.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Okay, no, hang on. I got a prediction for GME. 0. There you go.
No,
Easy.
no. Real prediction, guys. If you want, this is a side note. If you're interested in this, my real prediction for GME is it's gonna hit 300 tomorrow. That's my prediction.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's gonna hit 300
Oh
tomorrow.
my gosh, really?
It's at like 340. It might hit it tonight.
Oh, it's
at
going
240.
down.
No, it's at 240. I mean, I'm
What
sorry.
the hell?
Yeah, it's gonna hit 300.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna
All
hit
right.
300 tonight, guys.
Well, what's our coin that we're going to be predicting,
All right, so
guys?
here's the thing. The truth is, when I said spam the chat, you guys took that literally.
Y'all took that
which is
literally.
awesome. So we've done Bitcoin and we have done Cardano. So we are going to
No,
go.
we didn't. We did.
Or, so we did. Yeah,
Yeah, we did. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
See, he can't even tell the truth now.
Shut up.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna, as president, I'm gonna make the decision. We are, based off of these votes also. We're gonna do Ethereum.
Okay.
For tomorrow. So here's the thing. In the rules, in the rules that we made up on the spot every day as we go. We said whoever won the day before goes first. All right.
Okay.
But what we need you guys to help us with in chat, and they're gonna say, don't listen to them. They're gonna say this is not okay. But really, this is the reason we exist is because of these people watching. If you would like to make a new rule that President Tim always votes last, so that he can help the
That's
people.
Cheating.
What are you even on right now?
You were
What are you
outvoted.
talking
Me
about?
and Smay reject that.
Okay, I want you guys in chat to know that you have a voice in this, not
No,
just
you
Jeb
don't.
and
Just go
Smay.
first. Just go ahead.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
I will for today. I'm going first.
Go
but I'm just
first.
saying in chat.
Just
in chat.
yeah. No.
All right. So
Hey,
the current.
Hey, I gotta pause real quick because we got a jerk in chat. There is a spammer who is imposterating us in chat, who is pretending to be Crypto Jeb. This is something that happens quite a lot in our comment section. Do not fall for that. I'm not going to give him any dignity as to speak about it further, but please avoid scams, guys. It is something that's very prevalent in the cryptocurrency space. Do not fall for it. We will never direct you to WhatsApp. The only email we will ever direct you to is support@cryptojeb@gmail.com. support@cryptojeb.com or cryptojeb@gmail.com. If it's not in our description, it is not legitimate. Please keep that in mind. Go ahead, Tim.
How far up is this guy?
He's already gone. It's probably nothing you're going to be able to find, but just don't fall for it, guys.
Yeah.
Someone was saying the sound went out. Did anything happen? The sound. I
No
mean,
sound.
from my side, nothing's happening. Hopefully, that's not going to affect us. Anyway, so if you let us know if for some reason this is okay. Sound is back. Never mind. Somebody said sound is back. All right. So right now, Ethereum is at 1820. All right.
It's at 1815 actually, but whatever.
I'm looking at CoinMarket. I mean, I can update the page.
It doesn't matter.
1850. Well, we want to be as accurate as possible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Mr. Voice of Truth.
Well, he's right. It's actually at 1818. So both
Okay.
y'all
All
wrong.
right. 1818. 1818. All right. Tim's prediction. Because the people love Tim. And despite everything that I have said, I still believe in Ethereum's ability to grow and defy all odds, just like America.
Okay.
That we can get things wrong from time to time, and yet we will continue to prevail.
And what's your prediction?
Ethereum is going to go to 1900.
Oh wow,
by tomorrow
that's weak.
morning.
That's weak.
No, well, that's not
you guys,
weak.
You ready for
we
my
were just at
prediction?
1400.
All right, you guys ready for my
Smay,
prediction?
don't try to sweep in now and
No.
get the voice of the people.
That's not what I'm doing. I had already thought this before you even gave your prediction, right? I think we're gonna see 1950, guys. 1950.
That's a low one.
Yours was 1900.
No, I'm saying low, like he's adding $50 to mine. That's poopy. But you know
So
what?
what was yours, Tim?
Mine is 1900.
Mine is 1899.
1899.
1899.
That's just really dirty.
Oh goodness.
My
technical analysis says it's going to 1899. I will switch to it right now. I am actually doing TA on the chart while we're looking at this.
That's not fair.
I'm looking at the 4-hourly RSI, and I'm like, wait a second, this is overextended. The MACD is like pulling back on itself, but it isn't a bull flag, and it has resistance to break. I'm doing TA. They're pulling numbers out of their butt, so we'll see what happens, guys. Those are our predictions. What are they? And we're going to wrap out the stream.
All right, so to make it official, and you guys look at chat, people are agreeing with me. This was probably a pretty dirty pool. Anyway, Tim is at 1900. Smay is at 1950 and Jeb at 1899. I just want all the people weighing in on teams. Just remember the tactics, the dirty tactics that went on.
No. All right, guys.
And just keep that in your
go ahead and
back
say who
pocket
you're voting for in the
Say
chat,
Team
guys.
Tim,
Say who you're
Team
voting
Jeb,
for in the
or
chat.
Team Smay.
Team Smay, guys. Team Smay. If you want to make money, you go with Team Smay. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it out for today's live stream. We start off this stream by doing 2-minute technicals on Bitcoin, on Binance Coin, on ADA, and on Polkadot. If you'd like to scrub back and watch those, we should have timestamps in this video. If we don't have it in this stream, it'll start tomorrow. We were supposed to have started that. I think we're on track to do that. Then we discussed some mindset and some fundamentals behind investing in Ethereum. We did some Ethereum technical analysis, and we just voted on where we think Ethereum will be tomorrow. My vote is at 1899. Tim's vote is at 1900 and Smay's is at 1950. Tell us if you are Team Tim, Team Smay, or Team Jeb in the chat and in the comment section. Make sure to tweet at us at CryptoJeb what team you are on. Follow us on Instagram because Team Tim will be doing XRP technical analysis here in a little bit, and you'll see just how bad he is at technical analysis, and you'll be able to tell that you should not listen to his opinion on whether or not ADA or Ethereum or Bitcoin is going anywhere. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it out for today's live stream. If you did enjoy today's stream, make sure to tune in tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Before we go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Peace.
Peace.